The next thing to really drop for us in terms of strategic initiatives is to really focus on double tracking the South Bend, and really putting a 4-county group together and trying to figure that out in such a way that we, just like this one, and here's another great thing about Westlake that I'm really proud of everybody about who did this. There's no new taxes that were raised to do this. So we're using existing pots of money. The state afforded this to us out of the general fund, but they didn't implement a new gas tax, for instance, to do it, or a food and beverage tax or anything like this. What we did was prioritize. And so, if you look across the 4-county spread on the existing line, it's Lake, Porter, LaPorte, and St. Joe. That's 1 million people. And we know that by double tracking on the current South Shore line, you could cut the commuter time from about 2.5 hours down in some instances to South Bend. Now you're looking at a 90-minute commute.
Yep.
60 minutes to Michigan City. So stopping on Michigan City for a minute, you have a lakefront community with a historic building stock there, and it doesn't look a whole lot different than some of those cool places in Chicago that were revitalized.
Yep.
So if you're marketing 60 minutes to downtown Chicago, that's a different play. This is a game changer along with the other thing. And to me, it's a total system, and it's a total reorientation toward Chicago.
Particularly when you're looking at that map, as you were just describing a little bit ago, and you're saying that whole track line is built out along the lakefront. Most of those rail spurs you're seeing in the Chicago metro area, they're going out into a different aspect of what used to be a cornfield. Here, you're literally following along the lakefront.
Yeah, if you're in, and I say this kind of jokingly, because theoretically the properties stay affordable because you get better jobs. But when I was living in DC and I was younger, I would always say, okay, well, how's that guy have that house in that really great neighborhood? And a lot of times you find out, well, they bought it about the time transition was happening. Well, the current residents of Ogden Dunes and Chesterton and Sand Creek and up and down 49, if we speed up the time to get to Dune Station, say you're like a 40 to 50 minute commute there, down to 35, somewhere in that range, well under an hour. You are that person that in 20 years somebody goes, I hate that guy, he bought the house before, how'd he do that, and now the house is worth, people should be able to retire off the gain and equity in their real estate investment here in this county if we're doing it right, like they have in other parts. And so, given all the features that we have with the 4-star schools, the quality of life, the beach access you just referenced, that 49 corridor over there to me is just, Portage, the Portage station with the marina. There's just so many things that can be done to really just put this thing on the next level,